Hey guys, what's going on? It's your girl Queen G of Queen G Live Experience, and we are yet in another segment. You guys listen. I have just been having an amazing time being in my creative space. So my little nugget for the day is find out what your passion is in life. Okay, find out what your passion is, and you have to kind of flow with that. You know what I mean? Some of us don't really know what we're supposed to do or what career we're supposed to choose or anything like that, but there are times when you begin to at least seek God, seek your higher power to find out what your lane is in life, and then just follow that passion. You know what I mean? Follow that passion, follow your heart. Don't let anyone tell you that you cannot do something, even though it seems far-fetched. It may have just been added to the schedule suddenly, and you're like, dang, well, I wasn't into that field at that moment, or I wasn't into that. Okay, well, it just got added to the schedule because you begin to open yourself up and seek out what it is you're supposed to be doing in life. And what happens is the universe begins to follow that. You know what I mean? It follows that, and then you all flow with one another, and it's just kind of like you're there. You know what I mean? Because I've been having so much fun just working within my passion, things that I love to do, things that I didn't even know I liked is kind of hitting me and coming in my direction too. So following your passion, and trust me, it's the best thing. You feel good every day. You go to bed freed. Like I'm so free at night. Like I could just lay down and I know I'm good, because I live my days to the fullest each day. So that's my little nugget. I want to welcome my next guest. My guest is amazing. He's an actor. He's out of the California area, which is, they really put it down in California. It's like you can't fake being an actor out there. You gotta know what you're doing, or you're not gonna be able to, compete. It's so much competition out there. I know because I grew up in California. Okay, so you gotta get it. You gotta know what you're doing. You gotta have that skill. Okay, that's just it. So my next guest, without any further ado, I want to welcome Mr. Rodney to the show. He is an actor out of California, and he does other things. He's going to tell us about that. So welcome to the show, Mr. Rodney. How are you?
Hey, it's good to be here, Shonta. Love that beautiful smile once again. It just, brightens it up, gets us going.
Thank you so much. Look, don't be coming on here charming me. Don't be doing that. You're going to have me taking things out on my husband later on. Look, I'm just saying, you know what we do. You know what we do.
Yes.
Now, what an opener, right? What an opener.
Yes.
How are you today?
I am doing well. I'm enjoying this beautiful morning out here in LA, loving life and living life kind of just like you said, every day. I enjoy when I lay down, I'm empty from that day because I poured out everything I have. Right. That's how I roll.
Right. What did you think about that opening nugget and statement? Does it kind of flow with what was your thought about the opening statement that I said?
I really do. I was just listening to you. I was smiling like, it's so true that you do want to live each day like it really is. Like, you don't know if you have tomorrow. We don't know what tomorrow looks like. And right. Even though, about Tiny, about him passing away yesterday, Debo, that was a shock to everybody. People are, it's just, rest in peace. But you have to live each minute of life as if it is your last. And really enjoy it. You don't know when your time is up. And I have a motto. My motto, it went right along with my mantra, which is leave on E. I want to leave this world. Oh
yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, I like that. I like that nugget.
Yes.
I like that nugget. Wow. And yeah, rest in peace. To all of us, we know him as Debo.
Yeah.
On the movie Friday and all these different movies and films. We wow. And what's crazy? He was just in Las Vegas. A friend of mine, she has her own clothing line, and there's this store out there that like a lot of celebrities come through and they are, out there. He was just in Vegas. She got some pictures of him recent.
Wow.
And you know how I know they got the face covers on and everything. This is time of coronavirus, and they got all of us are wearing masks and stuff.
Yeah, I got
it was very recent.
One other nugget about Mr. Lester is that he's the first Black man to play president on film. The Fifth Element, he was president in a movie. So with Bruce Willis, this was back in the day. So before everybody else, before Morgan Freeman, everybody, Mr. Lester played the president of the United States.
Right.
Yeah.
So and this year has kind of like knocked the wind out of us. It started with Kobe dying.
Yes. Man, 2020 has been exhausting. It's been an exhausting year. But you know what? It's also been a year where we can really learn about who we are. When we look in the mirror, we get time to really reflect on that. So I've been able to pull a lot of good out of what's happened this year.
Oh, you just pulling only good. I'm pulling great out of this year. What you mean?
Okay. I'm pulling great. I'm pulling great. I'm pulling great. Let's go. Let's take it up a notch.
Great. Yeah. Take it up a notch.
Greatness has come from this.
Oh my God. Greatness for real. Like when I tell you, God has been grace, like merciful and amazing. Just what has happened. The creative space that has been created from this time of having to sit down somewhere and not get off in that rat race. And in California, you definitely running in the hustle and bustle of everyday life because the traffic is forever. You're sitting on the road an hour, 45 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know, I'm from there. So, and it got worse since I moved from there. Like, people are even on the back roads now trying to get to their destinations and trying to find the best route to get somewhere, just to be on time.
Yes.
To something, and it's bad. Like, traffic is bad. You're wound up and stressed out by the time you get there. And like, it made us all sit down somewhere. Sit your tail down. You know how your parents be like, sit your little down somewhere.
God put us all on punishment this year.
Everybody.
It's been really cool though. I was able to examine a lot of my other gifts because when production really shut down, it was like, oh man, okay, what's getting ready to happen? I've never been through a pandemic. The last one that happened was over 100 years ago. Most of us wasn't here for that one. So it's like, what do you do? So, but it really caused me to really look at myself, and I'm really good. I have a good mouthpiece. So I started doing a podcast. And
good for you.
Just to encourage people. And before you know it, it just blew up. And it's in like being listened to in 12 countries. I was like, whoa. But all just from using another gift, seeing what else is in you. So that's what I love about this time. We
got to discuss my slot on your show, right? On your platform.
Oh yeah. You're coming up.
Look, I'm not no punk. I'm gonna get my bid in.
The question was coming anyway, so you just get into it.
I'm just messing with you, Ronnie. I'm messing with you. So how has the podcast been, and what kind of guests have you had, and what was your most impressionable guest? Because I have ones that kind of stand out, and you're like, wow, that hit me across the head.
Yeah.
What was your most impacting guest that you would say that has come through?
The podcast is entitled the Produce Your Own Life Podcast. And it really is about taking self-accountability for what happens in my life, aligning myself with the right team, and just being inspiring. I tell people, you want to live an inspired life. Stop watching inspired lives and become one. So
become it. Okay, I love that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So two guests in particular really stand out is comedian Rodney Perry, comedian Rodney Perry.
Yeah.
And this dude, it's funny, both our names is Rodney, and we just gelled because I was actually doing an interview with somebody else, and he was watching the interview. My friend Patrice Fisher, who's an actress of Atlanta, I was interviewing her, and he wasn't watching. And next thing you know, I just messaged him right after that. When I saw his name, I said, yo, I need to get you on the show. And sure enough, he jumped right in. He was like, yo, I'll do it. He was like just so nice. I was like, I don't even know this dude, but he was willing to do it. Came on, was funny. But he was just, what I remember is the fact that he's a celebrity, but he didn't treat me like, yo, I don't know you, so I can't be on your show. And then the other person, his name is Van Monroe. And he is he is an artist. And this man has a shoe in the Smithsonian. I don't know if you ever seen a shoe with Obama's face on it in the Smithsonian.
I have not. Wow.
He's one who drew it for Obama. And Obama, he made a pair for Obama also. He did this when Obama was running for president during the first time. And he does a lot of shoe art. He works with Spike Lee. He works for a lot of films. He does the shoe art for like Ice Age, for Pixar, for Disney. And, I asked him, he's going to do a shoe for me too. So I can't wait for my shoe to look.
Okay.
But that man, his interview, his story of his climb was so inspirational. If you have to listen to it to understand the fact that he went through so much to get to where he was at. If anybody quits anything, they are without excuse. They need to listen and watch this man's life, because his walk of faith and holding on showed you if you're meant to do something, it's going to happen if you stay in there long enough. So that's what I love about those two interviews.
Wow. I had a very impactful interview yesterday. His name is Matthew Carter, and he's an actor. He also he has like a nonprofit organization, and he runs like an insurance business too.
All right.
But when I tell you his interview hit me across the head.
Really?
HIV positive, has, struggled with sexuality from women and men, been on both sides of the coin. One of his exes was, he was contemplating getting back with her, and she went back to her ex, and he killed her because she wanted to go back with him. So it's kind of like that guilt of that situation being on your shoulders from your girl that wanted you back, going back to the, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's pretty serious, man. That's pretty serious.
Bro, when I tell you, I wanted to reach through the phone and just hold him. You understand? Like, some people really been through some hard stuff. And it's like having these platforms, you know what I mean? And let me home this into you. Like you're also a content platform holder, and you would understand what I'm saying.
Yes.
Like we wake up and this special gift is given to us to all of a sudden, let me get my podcast and let me get this going. But you don't realize that you are actually changing lives.
Yes.
And not only that, some of these people can't sit down with a psychologist and afford a therapist. Right. So we're their therapist.
Yes.
We're the ones that trigger that inspiration maybe and pulls out the gifts that they have in them. We a lot of things, bro. You're gonna have to stay prayed up. Let me get my holy water. Hold on.
Come on, hit me with it.
Let me tell you, it is not a game. I pray a lot. Because it's because of that reason. When people come onto this podcast and you have to receive others, you want to make sure that you give your all and that you're ready, to do your job and do it to the best of your ability. I've been doing interviews since I was in my early 20s, right? So it's been a long time. And I've interviewed some greats.
Yes.
Some amazing greats like Taraji, Bushwick Bill, like some fire interviews, bro, like fire ones, right?
Yes.
But what I look at them as is a human. I look at them all as someone that needs a space to tell their journey. You know what I mean? They all they all have different things about them. That's why I don't do a lot of pre-interviews before, because I want to know, I want to get to know you here. I want to find out, you know, what's going on with you here.
Well, you definitely get ready to get to know me, because this right here is why I am living the life I want to live now as an actor, producer, writer, director. This right here is called Shatter, The Journey Through the Pieces. This is my first book that I wrote. And it's not an autobiography, but it shares the principles that I've learned from various points in my life where my heart had to be broken. And yeah, but what it did is it directed me in the right path for my life. When I got out to LA, a job had moved me out here. Me and my wife moved our family out here. I've been married 24 years. It'll be 25 next year, baby.
Look at you. I love love. Yeah. I love success stories. What a blessing.
And we got a son that's 22 who just graduated from college, and our daughter's 23. She runs her own business out here. My son is following me into the field of entertainment.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Congratulations on that long-term love.
You know what? And you know what it takes. We have to do our work to make it work. You know, we have to do the heavy lifting at times. But yeah, that's
so tell me a little bit about your book.
Yeah, sure.
And then I want to know some strategies on how to stay in a long-term relationship. Give me some strategies for people that's watching.
I can definitely do that. Okay.
Yeah.
My book, I got to make sure everybody see it. You can get it on Amazon, Shatter, The Journey Through the Pieces. That book, I started out talking about my first life-shattering experience was at the age of 12. I was hit by a drunken driver.
Ooh.
Smashed. I'm talking, I was riding my bike. The driver, you know, he was drunk. He wasn't paying attention. Hit me on my bike, rolled over me. Did not break anything except for my left leg. That's it. Broke a bone. That's it. Didn't crush my chest or anything. I was amazed. I was full of so much adrenaline. Like, my brothers were with me at the time. I got up and started walking to the curb. They told broke me, leg. I don't even know what I was doing. I was full of so much adrenaline. Then I collapsed. I woke up in the ambulance. But that was the first life-shattering moment for me to realize how quick life can be snuffed out. And you got to really live and enjoy each moment of life and be grateful. And don't let things get to you and just consume you when you go through certain things. Because I had two life-shattering moments at the age of 12. That one, and then one of my friends, one of my close friends, we played baseball together. I was pretty good. My batting average was .312 too. So, you know, I was good. I was good. I could hit that ball. Right. I'm a good athlete. I'm retired though now. I'm retired. But at the end of our season, my coach calls the house and he's talking to my father, and I'm like, well, what's happening? And then my father looked very heavy and sad, and he told me that my friend who was 12 took his own life. And I'm like, what? At the age of 12? You know, that was my first experience with suicide, really. I didn't understand that. I'm like, what is going on? So those
all you know is that your friend is no longer around, and you're having that void in your life.
Yeah.
And you I didn't understand it either. The first time I heard about suicide or came into the idea of what suicide was, it was in high school. One of my friends took her own life, and it blew me away.
It just sticks. It just rips your heart completely out. Because it's painful. But what it did is it gave me a different type of focus on life. Like, I've been over to Africa to help build a school. I talk about that.
Good for you.
We went to Monrovia, Liberia, and we helped build a school. And we ended up helping one young man finish college over there, because to go to college in Liberia was only $400 a year. So, you know, helped him go. And now he's a councilman over in Monrovia. He's the head of a sports program at the school we helped build. Right. And he runs his own radio program. You know, they can't be on all the time because they're power. They don't have power like we do.
Right.
Like power, you know.
Right. Wow.
But this, and then what they did for me a couple months ago, it blew me away, because we haven't been to Liberia in 12 years, but we still keep in touch and talk to him. They made me their first ever national ambassador for the school and the sports program. I'm like, I was blown away. I'm all sentimental. I'm a real man, but I will show some
honored with
tears.
that.
I was
Right?
like, whoo, whoo.
Look, trying to hold him back.
Tito wasn't there. Nobody was there for my tissues. I just had a paper towel.
Wow.
But it was just, that type of stuff came from my experience. I went to law school for a year. I was doing all these things, trying to find a path that I always knew I was meant to do. But I was trying to fulfill everybody else's expectation of who I was. I've known since I was younger that the arts and entertainment is what I loved. But where I grew up in Ohio, they like, man, you need to go to school, go to college, get
that
job.
education.
Yeah, we ain't got time to be playing with all this dreaming stuff. And I was first generation college. So, but I wrote my first sketch comedy as a senior in high school. So I realized I have that gift, but I really didn't go strong after college.
Right. Mm-hmm. I see a piece of hair. I'm trying to figure out what it's doing.
I'm about to say, my hair all right? We need makeup.
I'm sorry.
Makeup,
I was like,
wardrobe. Makeup and wardrobe, come on.
And we ain't got no wardrobe teams on here right now. Shoot, I had to hire my little 9-year-old. Like, can you come touch up mommy's makeup? Come on, baby.
You need to come out with the lint brush or something,
Right, like. Oh my God! So that's amazing. That's powerful. That you begin to find out kind of that the arts is where your heart was.
Everything I did, I didn't fit in. The moment I walked into my first job in corporate America, right after college, I stood there and looked in the area in my little cubicle. They give you the little cubicles right out of college. Like, you ain't getting no office, you get the cubicle out here. And I was like, I can't do this for 40 years. That's what was going through my mind on my first day of work. That's when you got to get out of there soon. So, I'm just grateful that I tabled that because I got married young, right after college. A year after college, my wife and I, she was my college sweetheart, we got married. So son and daughter came, boom, boom, real quick. You're like, okay, am I going to do this art stuff or am I going to keep my son and daughter from looking at me crazy like, Dad, we ain't got nothing to eat? Like, no, I'm waiting on this booking. I'm waiting on this booking, son. So like, nah, I didn't want to.
And they'll starve waiting on the booking.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't take them through it. Some people who've done it, I respect them. But as a man, I saw my father work hard and provide for his family. I knew that was my responsibility to get out there and work. I had three people who trusted me, and my wife was able to stay at home the first 5 years of our kids' life, so we can really. Oh,
that's great.
And we worked hard, we grind, but that's why I tabled it. So I started acting younger, but then after college, got married, tabled it. But I stayed involved with the arts in Cleveland. When I moved out here, I had 1 credit on my IMDb as a principal actor. I was like, now I got over 40. Now I have over 40, and I've won 2 awards.
You've been working.
And I've won 2 awards. So
wow. And LA is the kind of place where, like, okay, not only did my mom work hard, and I saw her, she was like my example of a real woman standing up to take care of her kids. Yes. She was single at the time.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So raising 4 of us and then having to do what you had to do, right? And then LA itself it's either gonna make you or break you. Cause I had to keep like 10 jobs to survive. You know what I mean? In LA. It's serious.
Yeah.
It's serious. You can't play around in Cali. You gotta get with the program or you ain't gonna survive because that ticket of the rent is so high.
Yeah.
You understand? And the cost of living and all that stuff is so extremely high. Yeah. And it's like LA taught me the real hustle. Because now I live in Texas and people are like, why are you so intense? I don't know anything else. Like I grew up in LA. You get to your auditions early because if not, you're going to get caught up in traffic.
Right.
You know, and then what's crazy, they have other means of transportation too that will allow you to cut through traffic now, those trains and all of that stuff to get to your auditions and still make it on time, sometimes even sooner than somebody driving a car.
I love it.
So I had to learn every route that there was to make sure that I don't miss no opportunities and make sure, I go get it. I was, working in media. I've worked the BET Awards, all of those events and gotten out there and really, really did it. You know what I'm saying? So you just can't play around.
No.
You can't play around. You know what I'm saying?
I used to come to LA as a kid a lot because I have a lot of family in the wood. So over in Compton and in the woods. So when I would come out, I'd be like, man, I don't want to leave here. It's just something about LA, even though it's crazy and everything. My heart was like, I need to be here. I didn't like my father had a chance to move out here when we were younger. He turned it down. Me and my brothers were salty, were upset. Like, man, we don't want to stay in Ohio. He was like, no, I'm gonna raise my family here. But I have aunts, uncles. I have a lot of family out here. So when the opportunity finally came to move out here, I was very excited. But I tell everybody, it's one thing to visit LA and another thing to live in LA.
To live, yeah. It's different. Yeah, it's totally different. And you got to really know how to make it. Like, you got to learn different angles on how to make a living, because that ticket is high. Living there is as high as I don't know what. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Tell us, what awards did you win for acting? Tell us that. And then I still want to hear the tips on marriage, because I'm 13 years in with mine. You know what I'm saying? But we all can use some tips. You see, I got this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Got the bling bling.
You got the bling.
Well, the awards I won was for Best Actor in 2 short films. They were from film festivals that I was in, and they were put in, and so I was pretty excited about those. So, and a play I was in last year was almost nominated for an Image Award. So I'm gonna say almost, because they were there checking us out. That's how good the play was. And
oh wow!
And I've learned to unapologetically talk about how good I do, and I was killing it. My character made people want to fight me, so I know I was doing a good job.
Right. When you get into that, and I've seen some actors that make you want to kill them.
Yeah,
like
Tariq.
Yes. They make you want to hurt. They make you want to hurt them. I'm like, and some characters and roles typecast you too, huh? You got to be careful about what you select, because you could get typecast in that one role, and that's all they hire you for.
That, you know what, Shonta, that is so important, and that comes to with your management, your representation. You really got to sit down with them, and I love who I work with, my manager, my agent. I love them, but actors have to remember that representation works for you. You don't work for them. We get paid 90%. They get 10. You have a say in what they do, who they pitch you for. You're not just doing everything that they ask you to do. And a lot of
you have the choice, basically, to pick the roles and things that you want to do.
I talk to my management all the time. I'm like, these are the type of characters I want to play. These are the films I want to be in. I need you guys to figure out how to get me up in there. Like, Black Panther 2, I would love to be a part of that. The Star Wars, I'm a big kid. I love Star Wars stuff. I love Marvel stuff, all that stuff. Mm-hmm. Star Wars has a movie coming out, Knights of the Old Republic, in the next few years. I'm like, I can play a knight.
Like, what's up?
You need to get me up in there. I want to.
Right. They need a certain. They need me to pose this way. I got you. That is hilarious. So really give us some tips, bro. Give us some official marriage tips for those that are in a serious commitment, and what keeps you in something like that long term.
Okay.
I got my theories, but go ahead. Give me yours.
Right. First one is the day of my wedding. Family member came up to us, and he just whispered that before we were leaving out for the honeymoon. He said, "Always keep the honey in the moon." And I'm like, I looked at him like he was crazy. I was like, "What? Are you drunk?" Because I was like, man, dude, I know you done had a little something, but you all right? But what he was talking about was always date your spouse. Never get to the point of just looking at your spouse as, oh yeah, I got her or I got him now, so I can just chill. So that's principle number one, is to keep it sweet, keep it spicy, keep it juicy, stay in love, be creative, with the time you spend together.
Yes.
Communication is probably, switch it around. Communication is number one. Because if you guys can't get on the same page, two people going in different directions, you're not going to stay together. What I just did showed you what happens. You split up.
Right. Yeah. You on two different pages.
Yeah. If you're not going the same direction, be willing to hold yourself accountable. Have other couples who are more mature in their marriage than you are. Have them as like a mentor couple. Just
I like that one. I like that one right there.
No family
That's good.
members.
Right.
They go, I told you he wasn't no good.
Because the thing is with family, it's hard because if you get mad at your mate, you know what I'm saying, and you dump that off on them, they don't forgive fast, and then y'all got back together, y'all, cuddly wuddly. You know what I'm saying? It's like that such man.
They be like, that dude's a
They're
bum.
not so forgiving. So you kind of got to keep your business to yourself too, in a sense. Yes. When it comes to family, you got to be careful. It's a fine line.
It's a fine line. As long as it don't get physical and we just trying to work stuff out,
right?
They don't even know nothing. But if somebody put a hand on somebody, family need to know, because then the dude needs to get jumped.
Then we taking it to another level. I deem friendship high on the list.
Yeah.
Because listen to this. I was watching the behavior of my husband yesterday. Just watching him. Have you ever done that? Just observe your mate.
Yeah. It feels a little creepy, but I'm like, hey, she mine, so let me look.
Right. I mean, and it's see, over time, it's little things like that kind of turn you up to it. It kind of like, ooh, hold on. Because mine was, what happened was, let me tell you what point I'm getting to. Mine, I was working all day yesterday, like at the base of this, the tablets, the phones, the computers. I was going from thing to thing because I'm in the middle of laying out 3 magazines. Okay, so it got really hectic and crazy yesterday.
Yes.
And he was off yesterday. He hasn't had a day off in a long time. But what I admired about him was, even though he hasn't had a day off and we haven't had like a day where we can hang out and just be together and chill and all that, watch Netflix, whatever you want to do.
Yes.
He wasn't bothering me. He allowed me to be in my element and do what I do and not even trip at all.
That's good.
And that just made me love him even more. It's things like that. So like over time, you probably feel like this. It's other things that turn you on besides the physical only.
Oh, definitely. Like my wife's intelligence.
It's the mental stimulation, and it's like things that just,
like, because my wife is smart. She's a bookworm. She's a teacher out here.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So like when we met in college, I made the dean's list the last 4 semesters that we was together before graduating, because I was like, she ain't gonna be with no dummy. Let me
David, I'll do me. Like
she's graduating, magna cum laude and everything. I'm like, oh, let me get my stuff together, because
top of the list, top of her game. Like
she raised my game, and
right,
but I really do think you said that when you can be friends and just be secure. Like, I like when my wife go hang out with some of her friends. They just meet up and just have a good time. I'm like, go ahead, have a good time. I still want you to be you. I don't want you to lose who you are in this marriage, because you're still you. Yes, we're one because we are building something together, but you still have an identity. And
right.
I'm a man of faith, so I tell everybody, man, God is right there. I say it unapologetically, God,
Yeah.
there to hold, because I am a praying man. So I get on my knees and I pray with my wife. And I
I
cover my
love
home.
that.
I cover my home.
I love that.
Yes, I cover my home because
Yes.
I am responsible for spiritually helping my family grow stronger spiritually. That is my job. And I take it very seriously. So I need to lead by example. And I've seen it in my daughter and my son and how they look at potential mates and how they look at relationships. My son and I are extremely close. My daughter and I are very close because from day one, I was in the house. I prioritized my family over career and everything. And I actually ended up giving my daughter her high school diploma on her graduation day. The high school she graduated from nominated me to be on stage with my cap and gown as a parent to pray over the thing, to pray over the whole graduation.
Oh.
And I handed her her diploma. So I was crying like I'm trying to keep it back. My daughter looking like,
I know,
Dad, what you
it looks like
for?
you're trying to hold them back now. Like you're thinking about the moment of that happening. Yeah. Wow.
All I saw was this little girl walking towards me.
That is so amazing. Well, thank you for being an example, you know, in your home and just as a human being. Let me say this. Let me say this. People, not that we wake up with the intent to be a mentor.
Yeah.
Okay. We don't wake up with that intent or to be an influencer.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
In our day-to-day lives. But what happens is when you are directly connected to the higher power, which is God,
yes,
and He is giving you what to do and you're walking in your divine purpose, what happens is you are an influence and people watch. They look into your lives closer than what you know that they're looking. They look really close into your life. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when somebody looks in your window, what are they gonna see?
They go see.
And we got to think about that.
Yeah. That's to me, I love that because your private life should be the same as your public life, vice versa.
There you go. Mm-hmm.
And if it's not, then you basically lying to yourself.
Right.
Hey, every day you get up, if you're not living privately the way you live publicly, if you're not doing, you're lying. So,
right.
You know, everybody knows I'm crazy about my family. My wife, my son and daughter, like people outside our relationship know. They're like, man, this dude love his wife. And that, you know, I've always wanted her to feel like that.
Beautiful.
That was some of the things that would be asked of, we'd sit down with people, they'd be like, how you feel about your husband being an actor and doing these scenes and stuff? She was like, I know where he lay his head. And I'm like, that's work. We're working.
Yeah.
You know, and I was like, I'm not jeopardizing 20 plus years with somebody. Right. Are you kidding me? You know how much work we had to do to get here?
Like, to get here. Right.
That short moment ain't worth it.
That bar display behind you don't look so bad. So y'all doing all right.
You know this time. You know this.
Well, you know what I'm saying? You know, hey. I'm messing with you.
That's all right. You know, it's like I celebrate every moment. I have, man. Life is a gift. It's a gift.
It is. It really is. Especially now, you know, with everything that we're experiencing around us, quarantining and coronavirus being out here. Yeah. I've had several people die this year.
Me too.
That I never expected I wouldn't be able to pick up the phone and call them or, you know, reach out and say hello. It's been several people. And that right there. And then I had a health scare, you know, this year. So when I tell you living my days to the fullest, I'm getting up every day doing this on the podcast, you know, being there for my children. Me and my kids, I'm going to show you this. We went yesterday. This is just a poster board.
All right.
We bought our poster board so that we can do our whatchamacallit?
The vision board?
Yeah.
Yes.
Vision board. Yeah. We went and picked up several pieces. We bought the art stuff and, scissors, and we did it all. We picked up everything we needed for our vision board because I told them about it. And they went to school and they told their teacher about vision board. Like, and they, when they look at kids and they're coming in there talking about stuff like that, they're like, whoa, what's going on at their house? You got 8-year-olds coming in there talking about vision boards.
You teach them young.
Yes. And then I became co-author with my kids this year with 5 children's books. Co-authoring with them.
Come on. 5. Look at
and they've gotten on their own platforms and done podcasts and interviews and, from being, put out there. My son made the cover of a magazine this year called Junior Billionaires Magazine. This is all during a pandemic too. All during the pandemic, these steps have happened. And when my kids go to school this year, like one of my kids got to do the announcements over the loudspeaker because she was selected. You know what I'm saying? She's like, Mom, my voice is gonna be on the loudspeaker tomorrow, because I did so good in class. I was like, what? And then they won contests. They've been shining. You know what I mean?
Well, because they have the example.
There you go.
It's not by chance that they're acting like that. You and your husband are instilling that in them.
Right.
I love it.
Because let me tell you something. I got to tell you something else that happened. 2018, me and my husband were homeless. Okay. We went through a situation where 2 years ago, just 2 years ago. And what happened was, here I am thinking that going through that situation that we were failing them in life, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you feel bad. You don't know what to tell your kids, and you just don't know what to say because it's just one of them things. It happened from a health crisis, okay? Yes. My young husband had a stroke. He lost his job. He was only 36.
Oh my.
Lost his job. We ended up in a position in life. We was living in Las Vegas, where all the lights are and all that.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Something that totally hit my life that I least expected. And here I am thinking I'm failing my kids in life and I don't know what to tell them. I don't even know the answer to tell myself on how we gonna make it through this or what we're gonna do and this and that. But guess what? That year of being homeless, they made straight A's and they were on the honor roll a couple of times. And the teachers were looking at us like, what in the world are you doing? Because they knew about the situation.
Yeah.
Right. And the lesson I learned is they were not picking up on the failure of it all. They were picking up on the courage of it all.
Yes. I would be clapping real loud if I wasn't that close to the mic.
Right.
Yes.
Like we're they were picking up on the fight in us. You understand?
Yes. Adversity it breeds success.
Right.
Comfort is the enemy of progression. We all want to be comfortable, but if we have to endure difficulties, if you really hone in on what's happening, it's going to make you rise up and be what you're really supposed to be. And then it's going to just strengthen you to handle the haters, everything.
Picking up on the courage. Remember that. Like, here we are. You think, dang, well, I just beat it today. I'm not good enough or whatever, but it's the mindset of the effort. Yes. You understand? Effort goes a long way.
Kids are a lot more resilient than what we give them credit for.
Right.
More resilient. And they saw that. And they said, let's rise up. Let's rise up. This our time to rise up and protect our family. So
exactly. And they've been through a lot. Our kids been through a lot, but they fighters. They little fighters. My son has cerebral palsy, and he was a 1 pound baby, 1 pound 7 at birth. Yeah, he been fighting since them lungs kicked in. You know what I mean? Yeah. Since the moment he took his first breath, he gives me courage. My son that has cerebral palsy, last year around this time in Christmas, he learned how to ride a bike, bro.
See, adversity.
No trainers, no none of that. Resilient, like, and see with cerebral palsy, there's a disconnection from the brain to the nerves.
Okay.
There's a disconnection of communication somewhere.
Okay.
It's cut
Affect your
off. So
motor
what happens
skills and
is,
stuff.
right,
Uh-huh.
issues with motor skills, memory, all of that stuff.
Uh-huh.
My son definitely, he has the same condition that a lot of kids have with cerebral palsy. It's the parents though. It's what we instilled in him and how we did not allow him to give up. How
Yes.
we put this drive in him. You know what I'm saying?
Man, it's a miracle. These are miracles. These are your kids are miracles. Look at how
Yes.
they're handling stuff. But they're showing. When I went to Africa, that was the one thing I came back with, is how strong the people were, and how
right.
the love that we got over there, and they had nothing like compared to what we live with in America.
Oh yeah,
nothing. But it was like all they had was each other, and that was good for them. They were good.
And they have that awesome spirit about them. And I'm not gonna give up. I'm a fighter, you know, and it's just they're just great people to be around. When you've been through some, Hunty. Let me tell you.
Ain't no
it's
quit.
no quitting.
Yeah.
Give us your how can we get in touch with you on social media? Give us all that information really quick. Do you believe we're at the end of our interview already?
I hate to leave, but I guess you said you ain't gotta go home. That's what you were telling me.
Right.
You know, I don't want to leave, but you get ready to kick me out your house. So.
We got to get out of here, Rodney.
Took my glass of Kool-Aid, took it away from me, like, go get on out my
right.
house. Like, oh, dang. It's like that.
Oh my God. You're so funny.
So basically,
man.
Instagram, Facebook, Rodney Damon Collins. I use my full name because I'm the only one with that name. When you type that, as soon as you start typing Rodney D.A., boom, I come up. That's how Google recognizes me. So I'm on verified on Google, Rodney Damon Collins, YouTube channel, Rodney Damon Collins. Everything is up there. I'm very easy to find because I want to be able to let my gift shine. I'm here.
That's awesome. That's awesome. You've been so much fun today. Just vibing and chatting. And thank you for teaching me too, you know, with what you talked about today.
You taught me.
And like I said, it's just about leading by example and you know, walking in your divine purpose of what you're supposed to do in life.
Yeah.
You know, and you just never know. You just never know who's going to watch the show. You never know who's going to learn from this. You know, we talked about some really amazing, priceless things today. That will be able to touch the lives of the ones that watch the show. So, you know, give us a final word of encouragement that can go out to our audience.
Well, just like I said earlier, my mantra that I live by is that I'm going to leave this world on E. When I stand before God, he's going to be like, you used every single gift I gave you. Bro.
Everything.
And because I'm not going, don't live this life and then leave and go to the cemetery and make it rich. The cemetery is the richest place on earth because it's full of everybody's dreams and desires that they wanted to accomplish in this world, but they were afraid to do it. Don't be that person to contribute to the wealth of the cemetery. Make the cemetery poor.
Ooh. Thank you so much for this. Thank you for being on my show. And you're an awesome guy. I hope I got some brownie points so I can be booked on yours.
You're already booked. You're already booked. Matter of fact, when I start back mid-January, you're going to be my first guest. So just get ready.
All right now.
So I'm starting back mid-January. I'm into my first
Thank you. Thank you. I'm very humbled by that. I appreciate it. And send me your email address so I can get you my my stuff.
Yes.
You know,
have everything. You have everything.
Thank you so much for real. Like, I appreciate that. I really am humbled by everything, you know, and I look forward to being on your show. That's so exciting to know. I got some opportunities turning over in the year.
Yeah, we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna have a good time. So get ready. 2021, we're gonna have a good time. We'll have a great time.
This is my final word for you. Finish 2020 strong. And what I mean by that is continue even in this last 20 days of the year to put pressure on your days.
Okay.
Add pressure to your days.
I love
Okay.
that.
Don't be like, oh, it's 2020, 2021 about to come. We about to turn up and party. No, you have to live as if you're already in the new year. So
Yeah.
with that being said, put pressure on your days. Add things to your days. You know what I'm saying?
I'm listening to my ears, and I'm hoping that this pressure I'm putting is going to lead to a couple bookings from these auditions I had this week. So
There you go. There you go. See, you
I
already
plan on being on
you
network
already on it.
TV as soon as New Year start, as soon as the season
You
start back
already
up.
on it.
I plan on being on a couple shows that I've auditioned for. So, and
There you
you will
go.
be one of the first to know.
There you go. And anytime you want to update things, just hit me up. I got you.
Will do.
Okay.
Will do. Thank
All
you.
right. God bless you. God bless you. Thank you so much.
All right.
Have a good day.
You too.
Okay. Bye-bye. Hey guys. Oh man, that was good. He was so cool. I just love this show. Thank you, Lester Green, for being my connector. Thank you so much. I appreciate you so much from the bottom of my heart. You have been awesome and an awesome person for referrals for my show. And these people are just great. Like you already know. You already know what to pick for this platform. You are amazing. Thank you. I want to say bless you to everyone that saw this show today. And I pray that this show will, put some food for thought on your mind and help in some way or the other. So keep watching these shows, you guys. I got another show right after this. Y'all stay tuned for the next show. And this your girl, Queen G of Queen G Live Experience. Checking out, y'all. I'll talk to you soon. Okay. Bye-bye.